lot of my work, I kind of deal with things that seem really like alien to us, like weird sea creatures, strange insects, etc. But a lot of the time, I guess, like as humans, we kind of like dream up visions of like outer space, of alien life, etc. But I kind of believe that, and maybe what I'm kind of uncovering in my work is that the most alien kind of things that possibly exist are right here on Earth. For example, that we don't know so much about the bacteria that even lives on our own body, on our hands. Like, I think we know about 3% of it or something. So, I mean, I'm kind of very interested in these kind of, hidden alien worlds, I guess, but the stuff that exists, like, right here on Earth. Selachimorpha, it just simply, I mean, it sounds like a really drawn-out word or something, but it's just the Latin name for sharks. Sharks as a kind of taxonomy as a whole. The starting point for the film was, I actually watched Jaws again, I think it was over Christmas time, and there's a particular scene in Jaws which I'd never noticed before, where Roy Schneider's on the boat and there's this kind of shooting star that goes behind him in the film, and I was like, whoa, I've never noticed that. And then I kind of like did some reading up about it, and apparently Spielberg puts shooting stars in all of his films in the post-production, but apparently, according to the internet, this one was a real shooting star or a real UFO or whatever. There's lots of mysteries surrounding the underwater world. I mean, there's so much that we don't know about the deep sea. We probably know more about life on Mars or something than the deep sea. Like, there's so much kind of unexplored territory there. And sharks have got like this really bad rep, probably down to the film Jaws. And there's lots of, kind of conspiracies surrounding sharks as well. So I was kind of doing some research about, about conspiracies, but actually like scientific research that had been done to sharks in the past. And throughout the film, there's a kind of text narrative that goes throughout it, and it talks about the sharks having implants into their brain, like neural implants into their brain that can control their movements. And this research was funded by the US military for these kind of experiments, and it sounds like absolutely far-fetched, and I don't know, like something out of a James Bond movie or something, but it is in fact like research that was actually done. There was a lot of talk right now of like post-truth politics and post-truth media, etc., and that we don't know what's real or fiction anymore. So I guess like maybe I'm kind of playing with that idea as well, like of taking something that is actually like a fact, like that did actually happen, and then kind of maybe I don't know, like maybe kind of like framing it in a way that it looks like it's kind of science fiction or something. The music was done by somebody that I'd worked before with, another film that I'd made. I used another track of his, but this was a collaboration between Club Culture and ULIK. Sometimes I kind of make the film and then choose a sort of music or make the music afterwards, but with this piece, I guess the track came about halfway through, and it's quite nice for me to have a track because it helps me like edit and construct the film. So and I think the music is a really important part to the piece. I really like the fact that it's not a standard screen size. So and a lot of my work, like if I make work in a gallery, for instance, installation, then it's often like I'll go to the space and then it's like what the space needs as well. It's like a conversation. So I mean, the same with the screen. It was a very, it was nice to think of it as an actual like site-specific piece. So I mean, the screen is obviously divided into 8 different screens, and so I used the grid and divided the screens that way, and then kind of divided it more with the with the other imagery.